It's 2025. We're starting with my stash busting goals for this year. I'm gonna link the video that I did about this down below and in the cards, and this is just gonna be the first vlog of this. I haven't really worked out how this is gonna go, like how often I'm gonna update this, how often I'm gonna post them. Honestly, I just wanted to start. It's the 2nd of January and I thought that I should start this vlog now because otherwise I feel like it's going to be February before I even know it. And I wanted to just very quickly share where I am with my current whip and what my kind of plan is for the next week and a bit. Things are quite chaotic at the moment, so planning just like a week ahead is about as far as I can get right now. So the project that I am working on, and this is my sole focus right now, is this pair of socks. I finished this first sock yesterday. Can't even really see it because of the green and the light, but it's just a vanilla DK sock. And I've already started on the second one. I've done a few rows of the cuff and I have this much of the ball left. I feel like this is going to get me most of the way through this sock and I have a whole second ball of it. So I don't really know what I'm going to do with that other ball, but I guess we're going to see how far I get with this. This is my sole focus right now because these are technically a Christmas gift for my partner. We kind of decided very last minute that we would make each other something. So I'm knitting him socks. He is doing a painting for he's doing a painting for me. These aren't like in a rush, but I would really like to be able to actually give him a pair of socks. Otherwise this one will sit here for months and I may never come back to doing the second one. So instead I am solely focusing on this one, and yeah, we'll see how we go from there really. I have so many other things on the go, but I want to focus on this as well because one of my goals for this year, along with the stash busting, is to finish at least 12 projects. And so if I were to finish a pair of socks super early in the year, you know, that would be great because then I do have a couple of other projects that I'm kind of, you know, most of the way there with, and that I could finish a couple, and that would feel really, really great if I could do that. So that's kind of my thought process, is that if I can kind of speed through this one, then I can move on to some of those other ones that I'm sort of, you know, 60% of the way through, halfway through, 40% of the way through, that I could just kind of sit down and focus on and get done somewhat quickly. So yes, this is my major plan for the next few weeks. But also for this month, I would also like to finish the body of my gingerbread sweater. So I still have quite a bit to go. It's kind of hard to show you, but this is like just sort of here at the moment, and I still have a good, I don't know, 14, 15 inches maybe, I can't remember, to go. But that one would feel really good to get done. Because then I would just have the sleeves to do, and I feel like I could feasibly maybe do the sleeves in a month. We'll see. So that is my goal, but we'll see whether that is actually something that comes to pass. Really going to depend on my work schedule, which is kind of chaotic at the moment. And also, that's pretty much it, because I am kind of living around my work schedule right now. It's a little crazy. There's a lot going on, and it will settle sort of at the end of this month. So I just need to kind of get through January with this chaos, and then I will be able to relax a little bit, and there will be a bit more structure to my days, my weeks, and I will be able to find more time to sort of organize myself and all of that. But that's my little update for today, and already done another row. So yes, I think my plan for this week, it is Thursday today. I think my plan by Sunday will be to have the cuff done and be at least a couple of rows into the leg. But we'll see how we go. And I will catch you all when I have things worth updating you on, basically. But I think that's how this is going to go. So you remember yesterday when I sat here and said, and this is my sole focus right now, is this pair of socks. Yeah, well, that lasted all of about 5 hours. And then I decided I was gonna start something else as well. Technically, I casted it on 3 things, but at the same time, this is technically not new, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but let me show you this, which is kind of a disaster right now. So this is what I decided that I would, let me move this, that I would cast on yesterday. So these are 3 separate cast-ons, but they are all part of the same project. And that is my blanket of Copenhagen houses. This is one that I did a few months ago, and I just didn't like this. As you can see, it majorly curls in on itself, and so I decided I would do these ones a little bit differently. I've adjusted the pattern so that there is a bit more garter stitch down the bottom and on the sides, just to stop it from rolling, because I couldn't imagine making this work sewing these all together when they were curled like that. I thought that it was going to be a hellish experiment. So I have another 2 of these on the go. This one's already come off the needles. So I had this one and I had another one going, and as you can see, it was the same thing. And I just decided, I was sitting here the other day like, oh my god, I have long circular needles. I could be doing more than one of these at a time, all on the same set, which is what I have done here. Maybe I will regret this. As you can see, I have a lot of colors going. I have 2 colors per thing right now, and it is a lot, but I think So each of these houses is slightly different in its like doors and windows, which obviously you can't see on these ones yet, but on this one you can see that there's like, yeah, windows here and here and here and the doors. So each of these three is a slightly different configuration, and obviously it's the different colors. And I thought that that way, as I'm doing three, I am moving through a couple of different balls of yarn, which, you know, I might regret, but it's still early days, we'll see. But at the same time, I'm kind of keeping the project fresh because each one is slightly different. So I'm not staring at the same colors, I'm not doing the exact same thing. And so far, gonna be honest, I'm having a whale of a time. I really enjoy doing these. These are all done with cotton, and I just have so much cotton and so many different colors and all exciting things like that. I have some multicolored ones, which is going to be this one here. This purple and kind of bluey grey also is kind of a multicolor. Different shades of kind of purpley pink, and I love the like dark grey and the yellow, and it's I'm happy with it so far. It's a mess, I might hate it later, but right now I am just going through and doing one row of each, and then when I get to the end of the row or the end of the three, I just go backwards and do it in reverse, and then I keep going like that until eventually at some point I will finish. I think as well, the good part of this is that when I inevitably get bored of one, I can just leave that one on the needles and work on the other two, or if there's one that I am enjoying more than the others, I can just keep going back and forth on that one, and I just feel like it gives me a few more options of things. So yeah, still pretty early in the pattern, but this one I feel like it's like 60 rows or something like that. As you can see, it's not super wide, so they're reasonably quick to do. And yeah, they're only going to take like a tiny amount off each ball, but I feel like they could, that could make a difference. As well with these, because this is going to be like a big blanket of, you know, all of these things eventually stitched together and then backed. I am counting each house as a finished project. So each time I finish a house and cast it off, I can then count up what I used of those colors. So I think it'll be a good way to just take like a tiny bit off, hopefully kind of every month, and then a little bit of progress should motivate me to keep going with some of the bigger projects. And yeah, I am going to be working on this, and I'm still working on the sock over the next couple of days, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. And I am going to untangle this once I kind of get to the end of this this section. So this pink one here is the sort of beginning is the sort of end of this row that I'm currently working on. So it is going this way. So I have the yellow one to do and then that one. And I'll fix that. But I just wanted to update you all quickly on that. And now I won't be back until next week when I have actually done a bit more knitting and hopefully have some things to talk about. So over the weekend, I decided to go through my 2 tubs of yarn, my 2 big plastic tubs of them, completely unprovoked. And I went through and I didn't even really tidy. I'm going to be honest, I just kind of swapped things from one tub to another. There's kind of a system to it. Not really. The system is kind of, this tub is yarn that I know what I want to do with, and this other tub is yarn that I have absolutely no idea what it's going to be for the most part. Some of it I did have to put into the second tub because it wouldn't fit in the first one, but I did that. I also went through my whip basket. I'm going to show you this one as well. This one was completely full to the point where the little like fabric lid wouldn't fit on. And now it is mostly, it's like half, 3/4 of the way full. I have my little book that I am keeping track of things in. And then, yeah, it's mostly project bags. And I just have quite a few in there. As well as, this is both yarn for projects that are in here, but it couldn't fit in the bag that they're in. And I also have some of this, which is for a sock project that I really need to start. And then otherwise I have some needles, some other, you know, things in there, cable needles, etc. And some, what are they called, like compression gloves. So I'm much happier with that. I haven't been through, I have 2 other ones like this. They're not this exact one, but the idea of the fabric cube. And I haven't gone through those yet. I'll probably do that maybe next week or something like that. I have a pretty busy week this week with work. I just want to focus on the projects that I've already been focusing on, and I feel like if I go through those other ones that I'm going to pick up other things that I don't really need to focus on right now and that I don't have time for. So I just like to work on these things and then we'll come to that. And the same with my drawer of yarn. Eventually I need to go through that as well. But from the 2 plastic tubs, I did actually manage to get rid of some yarn. So I got rid of 277 grams, which translates to 5.5 balls. And that brings my total down to 349.18, which I am happy with. I am glad that I managed to get rid of a couple of things, and then hopefully I'm going to be able to finish something this month and take off some more. Let me quickly grab the yarn that I decided to de-stash and show you. So I have these kind of in a relic, I would say. Single-use plastic bags have been banned here for a while now. Let me move that up a little. Honestly, couldn't tell you how long, but it's been a long time. I had some fabric in here that I have decided to get rid of. This is at least, I think, like 12 years old, and it's just been sitting in this plastic bag that whole time. But anyway, we are not here for that. We are here for the yarn. So I decided to get rid of these two balls of Ferris wheel. This is in the color Evergreen. Honestly, I've worked with this. I've tried to work with it, I think 4 or 5 times now in different projects. I hate it. It's, I think, probably some of the worst yarn that I've ever had the misfortune to use. It feels so nice and soft in the ball like this, or in the cake rather, but once you actually start knitting with it, it's gross. That's the only word I can use. I think this is, yeah, it's 100% acrylic, so it's kind of like, oh, Archie, what are you doing to Percy? That was just one of my cats mounting the other out of nowhere. Archie is just being a demon. No, okay. So yes, those two, these are both 85 grams. And then I have this, which I just bought at an op shop to like play around with this kind of texture. But honestly, I hate this red. This red is not very me. And I could just make, you know, something that like just basically a square, but kind of feels like a waste. I have something else of this texture in like a, it's more like a kind of baby dusty pink, and I like that one a lot more. So I figured that someone else will probably have some kind of use for this, and that I will just donate it back. And then the last one is this one here. I really like this color. I think it's really, this kind of, yeah, it's again kind of a dusty pink with like a kind of orangey red tint to it. I don't know. Yeah, I like the color. I'm pretty sure this is just acrylic though. I don't like the feel of it. I have no idea what it is. And it's also like weirdly like I think it's been used and like unraveled, because there's just like some weird bits where the yarn is like separated. And what are you guys doing? I don't know what it is. This is like 51 grams, I think, of this one, or 56. I don't know what I would do with it. I don't like the feel of it, so it's gonna go. I also have a couple other things that I kind of noticed while I was looking through the boxes, that I'm kind of like, okay, well, if I don't use this soon, if I don't come up with something to use this for, I'm gonna get rid of it, because I don't want to have a box of things that I don't know what to do with. That's not fun. And I'm trying to sort of readjust my mindset. I have a pretty good mindset with other things, like books especially, of like, I don't buy books just to look at them. I buy books to read them. So if I'm not interested in reading them, I'm going to get rid of them. And I just want to get into that mindset with yarn of like, it's not a decoration. If I'm not going to use it for something, I don't need it. So I'm just going to, that's going to be something I try and kind of do this year. But boys are all being little shits, so I am going to go and I'm gonna make them chase around the laser light for a bit and get them to use up some of that energy. And I then have work later on today. So I will catch you all again in a few days' time. I'll update you on my projects, since this wasn't really a project update, because I don't really have anything to talk about. Okay, good morning. It has been a couple more days since I spoke to you last. Okay, things to talk to you about. Probably should have gotten this stuff out already, but I didn't. So I am attempting to reach it all now. I went through one of my boxes and I got rid of a tiny bit more yarn. I got rid of 86 grams, which was 1.72 50-gram balls. This was just more of the Lion brand Ferris wheel that I found and was like, well, I'm getting rid of 2 full balls. I do not need this like ball and a tiny little amount that I've used for something. So that brings me to 17,373 or 347.46 balls. We're doing okay. We are doing okay. In terms of knitting, it's not been a great week. Not gonna lie to you. I have been working on the gingerbread. The gingerbread is going well. I will give it that. It's, I mean, it's still going, but as you can see, I've knit a bit more from the little marker. So I'm quite happy with the progress I have made on this one, and still chipping away at this ball, but that's fine. I am kind of giving myself until March to finish this one because it's ridiculously hot and I won't be able to wear it until probably towards the end of March when it actually starts to cool down here. Any progress I'm happy with. Now we kind of get into where I've been a little stuck with knitting. And that is here. So I had my Hermione's Everyday sock. As you can see, this is now on a pair of holders because I wanted to use my 2.25 needles, which these were on. And so I started this sock. It is a colorwork sock. And there are 3 colors in there. You can't really see at the moment. There's the sort of bone one, and then there's a sort of plum purple and like a dark lavender. These are meant to be socks for my best friend. I have restarted this 2 times already and I'm still just not happy with it. I don't know what it is. I'm just not enjoying these right now. So honestly, I am kind of tempted to just rip back to the cuff and then just do a very simple like stripy sock, I think, because I'm just not having a good time. In fact, you know what, that is what we're gonna do. Angel is meant to come to stay with us in like less than a month. I'm not gonna have these done. I already know it, and yeah, I don't know, maybe once I change this, I will be able to knit faster. I don't know, honestly, I think I might even change these to my, are these the ones? Yeah, my 2.75s, because I just want it to be a bit more stretchy, and I am still learning how to do that. So yeah, I think I'm going to switch it onto those needles, and then I will pop this one back onto my 2.25s. So I think that's the decision that I've made. Yeah, very minimal activity here, but trying not to stress myself out in terms of like, oh my god, I haven't really done anything, because that's surprisingly not that helpful. So yeah, I'm just gonna see where the rest of this month takes me, and hopefully it will take me to having at least a little bit of this sock done. Maybe I still have to get back to doing the second sock for my partner, everything, but yeah, we are not stressing about it right now. I would never do that, and I'll catch you all in a couple of days when I have things to talk to you about. Good morning again. It is the 24th of January today. I've been working a lot this past week, and I haven't done a whole lot of knitting, so don't have too much to say, but I do have a little bit of an exciting update, and that is that I finally finished the ball I was working on with my gingerbread. So here's how we're looking. We're almost there. I have, I think, about another inch I want to do on the body before I do the what is it called? Before I do the split hem. So we're almost there. And then obviously I still have the sleeves to go, but I finished I think this is the second ball that I was working on with the body last night. So that will eventually take 34 grams off my total, because that was where I was at when I counted in September. And so I am so excited to be getting pretty close to this being like done for the body. And that's pretty much all I had to update you on, really. I am planning to do a little bit more of this today, and maybe even try and finish that last inch and a half, so that I can do the bottom hem over the weekend. Maybe we'll see how we go, but it's so cute. I'm so proud of it so far, so I can't wait to get to that. That's the only thing I've been working on, and we're just going to keep this update nice and short. I will see you all again. Hopefully in a couple of days I will have that little section done, and I will just be working on the sleeves. So I will see you all then. So it's been a ridiculously hot day today. It's just gone 6 p.m. and we're still sitting at about 36 degrees. So ignore the fact that it is kind of dark and my face is quite red. But I very quickly wanted to update you on the gingerbread because I have made significant progress. Are you ready? This is going to be kind of hard to show because I have left it mid-row. But I did the hem on the front. So excited. So it's a split hem. So the front is done and I am working on the back. That is my waist down from my sleeve. But yes, you can't really see it because I've done like 3 rows on the back. I did this yesterday. Honestly, I still don't know if this is going to be long enough on the front. I am really just like, let's just hope for the best at this stage. And I am hoping that I will finish the hem by next weekend. Because I don't know how long it's going to take me to do the hem on the back. It is a tiny bit longer than the one on the front. As per usual, once I've done a kind of a big bout of knitting, my fingers are feeling a little sore, so I think I want to take a couple of days off. I'm also just working quite a bit this week, and so I think it will be nice to just chill out and not stress too much about this one. Maybe a row here or there. And I'm hoping to use the time that I won't be knitting to finish a couple of books, because I have a couple that I am very close to finishing, and if I am not focusing on this, it also means I'm not really watching TV, because I tend to only really watch TV when I'm knitting. And that means that I should have more time and focus to read. So we're going to see how that's going to go. And yeah, I'm going to put the fan back on and hope that it cools down a little bit before I have to go to bed, because this is kind of ridiculous. It has not been the low-key, relaxing morning I was hoping for. My phone broke this morning, and you know, the 2 medical devices I have that keep me alive are both attached to that phone. So it's been a stressful morning. It's gonna be fine. At the moment they're still working, so I'm hoping they will until tomorrow when I can get a new phone. But knitting, that is what we are here for. I just had to get that out because it was not a nice thing to happen this morning. But a nice thing that has happened is that I did finish the hem of the body of the gingerbread. So that's it there. That's the back. I've been working on the right sleeve. Today, later on, is going to be a try-on day because I am really not sure where this is going to sit on my arm right now, and I just kind of want to plan for how long I need it to be, just so that I kind of know what I'm doing. So today is going to be that day. Really have nothing else to say about this today because I'm still feeling the same about it, still looking forward to it being done. So I will just show you how it looks when I try it on, and we'll just keep going. I haven't worked on anything else. I haven't wanted to work on anything else. I have just been enjoying sitting down, watching Castle, and doing this. I didn't even say, today is the 4th of Feb, so I think I can get this done before the end of the month. Crossing fingers and everything though.